Hi, and welcome to Humorist Hangouts. I'm Marty Dunnick, editor-in-chief of Weekly Humorist magazine, and thank you for joining us on our big live stream this Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a big issue this week. It was very fun and hilarious, and I think we're going to have some contributors popping in to go through this week's cartoons and humor and talk about other comedy things happening in their worlds. And please jump in and ask questions on the live chat. We can see live chat from whatever platform you're watching on, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Did I miss one? There might be another one. There might be some secret one that I don't know about. But ask questions in the chat, and we'll put up questions on the screen. And I'm happy that we're joined here with Mr. Kit Lively. Hey, Kit Lively, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing today? What's up, Marty?
I'm very good. What's new and exciting? I said, what's new and exciting?
Well, I've got this exciting sheen off the top of my head here, but that's not exactly. Oh, and also we were in front of a live studio audience, I guess, so that's exciting. Sorry about that.
Which dog is this?
That's Vinny. He's a pain in the ass, but I thought he was the one that I could leave out and would behave, because the other two I had to put up before the show, and I guess you just can't trust anyone in this horrible, crushing life.
What kind of dog is Vinny?
Well, as you can hear, he has the neuroses of his Chihuahua part. He's like a Chihuahua Terrier mix. The two most calm.
Which part? Is the top part Chihuahua and Terrier is like the tail?
He is kind of. I mean, he's a surprisingly handsome animal, but his insides, as you can hear, are all messed up. Whenever someone walks by the window, he has a complete emotional meltdown like that.
Aw. So the mailman hates Vinny.
At this point, everyone kind of hates Vinny, I think, because he acts like that all the time.
Hey, Mike says howdy on Facebook, Kit. Hello, Mike. Thanks for watching.
Is that for us or for Vinny?
I think he's probably talking to Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume Vinny has more fans than we do.
As unlikable as Vinny is, he's still more likable than we are.
Ridiculous.
Definitely.
We had a fun week here on the site. I'm going to put up some of the stuff here. This is the big homepage. Some really fun articles. We'll go through today's issue, or this week's issue, but this is just on the homepage of all the most recent stuff. And something that I'm seeing a lot of that happened just by happenstance this week is it's a lot of pop culture based articles that happened this week. And I don't really necessarily plan anything. I don't necessarily organize anything that happens in Weekly Humorist. It all sort of just happens upon me. Like Kit's articles. Kit, are you in the middle of watching General Hospital as I'm talking?
No, I'm just trying to I'm voguing is what I'm trying to do.
You're voguing.
I'm voguing. Is it working?
No, it is not working. Justin Avery Smith says, "Hi, Vinny. So nice to finally meet you."
Well, thank God Vinny has finally achieved the level of fame that he so richly deserves.
That's so funny. So when you're not sitting here akimbo in kind of a lateral setup in your lounging area, I feel like you're sitting on. Are you on a chaise lounge, Kit? Is a chaise lounge a proper term to call what you're sitting on?
I'm kind of going for a David Lynch thing, and I'm actually sitting on the handle portion of a plunger, just to kind of keep me. That expression on my face does not come naturally. It comes by being halfway down the wooden handle of a plunger.
So it always comes back to the butt plugs with you, doesn't it? It always comes back to the butt plugs.
we all.
No, it's interesting. I was Weekly Humorist has a shop, Humorist.shop, where you can buy a variety of hilarious goods, T-shirts, mugs, things of that nature. And I can put just anything in the store. There's lots of different providers. So I'm always kind of looking for cool things and neat things. And I was trying to find some plush toys to go with the book we have out, me find the book. Greg Maxwell's Inferno, which is out now, and you should buy it.
An enticing
Very
read.
funny, but it features a talking bunny, and I was trying to put plush bunny toys in the store to like pair with the book, and I typed in toys in the back end of the provider to look for different things to sell. And it was almost all sex toys. It was almost all sex toys, which are very hot sellers apparently. And I thought about, this actually might find an audience from our readers. So I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I'm not sure which one to pick. There's so many I may have to send you a list, Kit, and you can take a look at some of the very nice, sometimes glass insertion devices that I am interested in maybe seeing if people want to buy in the store.
If you do decide to go down that avenue, I have a silicone cast molding of Tori Spelling's tongue. Just don't ask me where I got it. And that might kind of make.
Of course, I'm gonna. It's the only thing I'm gonna ask you is where you got it.
Just let it be said. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and that's all. There's a reason why I'm in Texas and not allowed to enter Los Angeles County proper any longer. I was celebrity.
This is why you're stuck in Texas.
Houses and make mold. Yeah, because you can make. Apparently, you can make a mold of Punky Brewster's tongue, but you can't mold of Tori Spelling's, or she gets her dad's lawyers on you.
Someone made a mold of Punky Brewster's tongue?
And again, she was above age at this point. Moon Fry. And I mean, again,
did you see that?
I didn't just.
Did you see that? Did you see that documentary that Selene Moonfry made from her home videos?
I have not seen that yet. No.
There's a documentary about her age, her celebrity when she was being Punky Brewster. She took videos the entire time that she was being a child star, and she took videos with all of her child star co-stars and friends. And there's a whole world. And I heard something on NPR about it, but I haven't seen it yet. But apparently, it's very good. I think it might be on Hulu. I bet this is something that I think Justin Avery Smith probably knows about this. He seems to be hooked in with the pop culture. So if he knows, he should tell us what the name of Selene Moonfry's documentary is.
And also, if he knows that, maybe he knows that at some point, Soleil Moonfry, she had such large breasts that she got them reduced at some point. Maybe he knows what they did with the portion that
is in the documentary. I think that might be in the documentary, actually.
Because I would like to get my hands on that to make some nice throw cuts.
Okay, we're gonna move on. I think that we're gonna move on now. That's bad stuff there. So this week's issue, let's see. I'm gonna bring that up. Did you get your email, Kit?
I did. I was quite delighted.
So this week's issue had some funny cartoons. So let's roll through them real quick. So this is the top of this week's issue is Vaughn Tomlinson's cartoon. He's very funny. I think he's very like laid back. Like his jokes are very chill. He has a very chill sense of humor.
Yeah, he has a New Yorker kind of vibe.
Yeah, he's very. I feel like he's very New Yorker. I think he's very kind of like Michael Shaw.
Yeah.
Is Letting Go of Privacy the name of the Selene Moonfry documentary, Justin Avery Smith? Is that right? He just jumped in. Okay. We're gonna check that out. We'll double check that. So this is this week's issue.
I think it's on Peacock.
Okay, we will look that up to see if it's on Peacock.
I'm not trying to make a crude joke. I really do think it's on Peacock.
Justin says it is on Peacock.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna roll through the issue here. What do we got? This is a funny cartoon. I like this. Top of the issue. Two dogs at a career expo, and he says, "I think you'll find I've already peed in the corner office." Classic.
That's a good one.
This cartoon could have run in a comedy magazine in 1930.
Or 1976, just whenever, yeah.
You know, timeless. Timeless dog peeing on things humor.
And it's good to have that, kind of jokes.
Jen Knott. This is very funny from Jen Knott. This is Gollum, used car salesman. And this was a lot of fun, and it's very involved, and it's a lot of going back and forth. They stole the ring from us, but they can never steal our passion for matching qualified buyers with the used vehicles of their dark, prophetic dreams. Show him the 2007 Ford Taurus, precious. Yes, master, a mid-sized family sedan that gets 25 miles to the gallon.
That's good stuff.
It is good stuff, and you get to see Gollum here wearing a necktie. This is a back to school, Mrs. Bauer's 5th grade school supply list and coping mechanism for 2021 to 2022. Can you believe it's almost 2022 already, kid? That's crazy.
I know, and we thought 2021 was going to kind of be the year that we kind of regained our composure. And yeah, maybe it'll be 2022.
I mean, it feels like it's 2019, and it's almost 2022. But this is a great list of things. This is very funny. Everything's kind of got a little meaning. Everything has hidden jokes. That's full of jokes. You got to check that out. This is from Jason Garamond, who wrote this last year, and this is a follow-up from the Florin School District. And again, a lot of pop culture this week. And this is all about, Princess Bride references, great stuff from Miracle Max, great stuff about the fire swamp, ROUSs. So this is a Photoshop, and you can't see it that well from here, but there is a rodent of unusual size over here on the top left, and there's a bunch of kids here in the fire swamp. So definitely check that one out. That one's very delightful. This is from Kit Lively and Paul Lander. Very funny magazine cover parody, and we've been just pumping these out. You got one of these big ones in last week, and you have another one in this week. This is QAnon magazine, the Max and Anti-Vax Slacks, GQ Mart Choppers, the Gates of Hell, and more. And there's a lot of funny. Let me see if I can go full. Let me see the whole thing here. I didn't sign in. Damn it, Marty. You don't have access.
Yeah, we do not mess around. We've got that.
I thought I signed in already. So now how do I sign in without making the? Anyway,
a lot of it there.
8 fashionable hairstyles that won't get ruined by your tinfoil hat. The 7 outfits for the insurrectionist on the go. Cucumber salad, lots of vitamin Q, plenty of Russian dressing. Trust us, we're not Putin you on. It's pretty good, kid.
That was Paul's. I give Paul credit where credit's due on that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, there's Paul and I are we in personally we can't stand each other, but I think we actually work pretty well together.
I've lost myself. Where's the
with this wide variety of array of humorous topics that you could get lost in? I can certainly understand.
Yeah. Again, go pick up Greg Maxwell's Inferno on sale now, wherever you buy books. Audiobook just came out. The audiobook just came out for this, and it's so funny because Keith James is the author and also the narrator for this.
Oh.
And he's such a funny voice actor. So you got to listen to that. This is a cartoon by Tom Cheedy, who is hilarious. And this is Filibuster Island instead of Easter Island. And they're all just sitting there with their mouths open for all time. This is the advertisement for the show that you were currently watching. This is National Park Safety Rules for Gen Z. This is very funny, and apparently this is Gabrielle's first published humor piece.
Oh, wow.
How about that? Good for her. But there's a lot of funny stuff in there about, TikTok and a couple of funny jokes about digging a hole to shit in. Unexpected joke turns.
If you got
This is from
oh,
this is from Rob Walker, and this is up your alley, kid. This is about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I love that piece. That was really funny.
So that means you actually read this piece. So I'm going to quiz you on it.
Okay, go for it.
So in the what ifs that's out now, did you watch the what if?
I have not watched them yet. I'm still watching the Winter Soldier thing.
Okay. Well, in this what if, I mean, I thought the Loki getting therapy was very funny. I mean, there's another one about Iron Man that's basically Bezos wearing a cowboy hat.
That one,
they were all very good.
The space one was funny, and the Iron Man, and also I think the my favorite one though was the Scarlet Witch. Like, why the hell did they let her just get away with all the shenanigans she pulled? And I thought that was really clever and funny.
Yeah, and Disney is kind of being they're being pretty mean to that Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when it comes down to business, that's where
they're all business.
The corporate overlords, yeah.
I put this thing, so now this is I'm playing with the different things we can do. So now we're on little videos next to the content. Like, ooh. I can see that's the content there. Or you can look at it like this. There you go. This is an ad for Brandon Hicks' book, 7 Easy Steps to Go to Hell, which is very funny. And we actually have a sequel for this book coming out for Christmas. Oh, that's kind of like, it's totally just bashing. It's not bashing Christmas, but it's a very funny take on kind of a Christmas carol.
Well, it's about time somebody took Christmas down. I agree with that. It's had it too good for too long.
Absolutely. This is a Peter Cooper cartoon. One of our top guys, Peter Cooper. And this is, the military machine, all of the, Northrop Grummons and all the places building the tanks and the jets and the military machines. And they say, sadly, all things must come to an end. And it says that the troops are departing Afghanistan. And it has the thing that says profits soaring 2001 to 2020.
Very pointed as usual.
Very, very. Oh, our hashtag game this week was so funny. Appalling appetizers. That was your idea, Kit.
Yes, I have seen some appalling appetizers. I felt it was good I needed to get it out of my system.
That was a great one. And I have to say that Paul Lander's joke of fartichoke dip was absolutely the best joke, I think, out of all of the thousands of people that did jokes on Twitter that day. I'm standing by fartichoke dip as the best one.
I agree. And again, you really brought it out with that visual. It looks great.
Thank you. I get motivated by all the creativity that I get from you guys. I have to make visuals to accompany all of this stuff. And I never know what I'm going to get. This is the Humorist Shop. You should go buy some crap in the store. Support the brand. This is a great hat. I have this hat, and the hat is very comfortable. I actually want to buy this. This is a leather tub chair, and
what is it?
It looks really comfy. So I need to buy it. This is some of our better new stuff. This is like classy lamps. And this is last week's issue. You should pick that up. Covered by Dalton Vaughn.
I guess you don't have time for the butt plugs yet?
I haven't put the butt plugs up yet. I'll think about it.
Because I was going to use my employee discount, if that's all right.
20% off.
That's great. I mean, because I need just 20% the size of a normal butt plug because I'm still a beginner.
Okay. We'll see. So that's everything that was in the site this week. It was a funny issue.
We had a lot of good stuff.
This has got to be my favorite. This is my favorite visual from this week. Is the golem with the necktie?
Yeah.
I think golem with the necktie wins it.
He's a dashing fellow.
He is. So you're watching General Hospital. This is your Friday night activities.
Well, I mean, it's not all of it. It's just probably most of it. But it's a good chunk. I managed to save like 3 episodes for the end of the week this week. So all week I'm like, no, just wait, hang on, and it's going to be more special. You know, just like you save yourself for marriage, so it'll be more special. I save my General Hospital for more special.
And you told me before the show started that the Mr. Sheffield from The Nanny, the actor, is joining the cast of General Hospital.
He's classing the joint up by
he's playing what guy? His name is Victor.
Yeah, he's playing one of the a member of the villainous Cassadine clan, who invariably always come back from the dead, no matter what fate befalls them. They always come back in a couple of years, sometimes with a new face, like we have here with Mr. Sheffield is playing him now. But yeah, they, you know, these snakes, you know, you put them under a rock and they always slither out.
So this is a fun thing. I mean, Kit Lively, you're a big comic book fan, big comedy nerd.
Yes.
Writer, you know, you were a writer for Mad Magazine.
Yes.
Weekly Humorist.
Yes.
Author of many books, kids books, comedy books, joke books.
Yes.
And one of your your TV guilty pleasure has always been General Hospital.
And except that it's just a pleasure. There's nothing guilty about it.
It's true.
I love it's one of my and I don't watch, you know, all soap operas. I've just had a very storied history with soap operas. I like a good cliffhanger. I like a good evil twin. And again, I think that a lot of my interests can be mirrored by soap operas are pretty much comic books without superpowers. And you may argue, well, a comic book without superpowers sounds like it would suck ass. And maybe for some people it would, but for me, a comic book without soap operas, as long as it has mob shenanigans and serial killers with heart of gold, I'm all for it.
Have you ever seen, in all of your many comic book reading years and soap opera watching years, have there been any parallels between any comic book storylines that you've seen that have happened on General Hospital?
Not General Hospital, but there was. Well, actually, that's not true, since General Hospital is owned by ABC, who also owns Marvel. They will have scenes where a couple of the characters are going to the movies, and they'll mention, "Hey, what are you going to see?" We're going to see Avengers: Age of Ultron, you know, and then, you know, they'll talk about that for a minute, and then they'll discuss, you know, the incestuous lizard people, you know, subplot.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there is some definitely some cross promotion going on, and there was actually a superhero on Guiding Light years ago when I was watching that. Soap operas will always find a way to regurgitate whatever's happening in the zeitgeist. And
did you give up Guiding Light?
I gave it up for a while. I mean, it's no longer on the air, but I gave it up before it gave up the ghost. I don't remember why. I think that maybe at the time I was dating someone and I was embarrassed that I was watching a soap. So
I'm very glad we've moved on from that.
Oh, I'm married now, and who gives a shit?
I mean, I don't mean that. I mean the embarrassment.
Oh yeah, once you get married, I mean, I've been married, you know, for over 10 years. There's no such thing as embarrassment left. As soon as you can fart in front of someone, you can watch General Hospital in front of them. It's kind of the general rule.
Such a romantic.
Sometimes I'll watch General Hospital while farting, while Julie's in the room.
Justin Avery Smith says Guiding Light was his mother's favorite soap opera when he was growing up. Thank you, Justin Avery Smith.
It was a good show. It was a good show. I had some good years with it. I look upon it fondly.
When you're writing the magazine parodies you and Paul Lander have been doing, which are very funny, and we have another one coming out soon.
Thank you.
So what's the process for coming up with a good parody?
Typically, the way Paul and I do it is we both have our list of of magazines that we like to spoof, and we kind of just trade the titles back and forth, and then we decide on one that we can both agree on. We've got a couple that we're going back and forth with right now, and Paul, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to your latest email, but we kind of decide on what we're going to work on, and then typically it's whoever comes up with the idea of the parody. Like I came up with the new one, and so I said, hey, here's my idea for the title, and then here are, X amount of cover lines, and then Paul will counter with, okay, here's some cover ideas that I have, and then that's when we run them past you.
I have the, can I fit this on the screen? Ugh. This site has so many ads. Who makes this? Garbage.
Brother.
This? No.
We're trying to pull up Rude Book.
I'm trying to pull up QAnon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Got it. Some buttons.
Well, as long as we have that snazzy disco beat in the background, I think we'll be all
Can I
right.
not do this? There it is. Okay. Is the snazzy disco beat too loud for you? I can lower it.
Who, me? No, I was just being
So
silly.
this is your GQAnon from this week.
And again,
and
that visual that you found for the tinfoil hat gag, that's really awesome.
it's perfect. Like, this is stock photography that you never think. I mean, when they were making this, it's like, who's ever going to use this, and what are they going to use it for? And it's like this. This is the only thing they could possibly use this for.
We showed them.
And I like the gates of hell. Matt who?
Even QAnon cannot stand that piece of shit.
Lauren.
I'm assuming.
How do you say Bobart? Is it Bobart? Broboat? Lauren Boebert.
I think so. I'm not even really sure who that is, to be honest with you, but
she is in. I want to say Colorado, but I'm not sure. She's a real kind of a Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Okay. We probably should have had
like a real gun-toting type.
That's a good joke. We would have put him. I mean, I always do this whenever because when it's something like Weekly Humorist, everything is moved so fast, and it's a despite its ironic title, it's pretty much a daily site, and so you're always moving so quick, and I always kind of go back. I wish we would have done this. I wish we would have done that. But I mean, that's by the time you can. The time you're worrying about it, you've already moved on to the next piece anyway. So,
yeah, the news moves so fast. Stuff that I mean, when you put together the weekly issue and you put together everything on Friday. There's stuff that came out on Monday and Tuesday, and I'm putting it in. I'm like, this isn't even relevant anymore, and it's annoying because it's good stuff. It's just not. It's just the news cycle is like a day, and
forgiving.
Yeah.
And speaking of unforgiving. My bladder is getting unforgiving. Do you mind if I take a tinkle break? Can you hang on to things for a second?
No, I think we can just wrap up. I don't need to make you run around with a diaper or anything. I think you're okay.
Hang on a second.
Oh God, are you just going? It's disgusting.
Hang on.
But needed. I'm playing with the layouts and stuff. There we go. Moving all around.
I have an in glass and an out glass, and this is my in glass, and I just use my out glass, so it's okay.
Oh my God. Well, we went through the issue. We went through some of the stuff. We talked about the books. Are you doing a sequel to a book with Dave DeGrand?
It's not a sequel per se, but we are working on another book with the same publisher, and it'll be another a book for kids, for youngins, kids and preteens, and that is currently just kind of like in the it's in the pitch status. We've made our first pitch,
That's
and
exciting.
that we both love working with Workman. Nice guys, and the guy, our editor at Workman, was our editor at SpongeBob Comics. So we all already know how to work with one another, and we're all used to pitching to him, and so things usually run pretty smoothly.
And what are you currently watching? Because I know that the thing that I'm telling everybody to watch right now is something that you told me to watch. So like you were on the inside track.
Resident
John
Angel.
Reynolds is here. John Reynolds says hello.
Oh, hey.
Hold on,
Hey.
I'm putting John Reynolds' chat up on the screen.
John is a hell of a guy.
I want to see a piss spit take. John Reynolds. Thanks for stopping by, John Reynolds. Huge talent, John Reynolds. God, we should have had him on as a guest. So, John, next time you want to stop by this live stream, please jump on and be a guest. Great cartoonist, has a new book out now. Follow him on Instagram, and he's a great comedy writer. John Reynolds, everybody. But the thing that Kit was telling me to watch on television was Resident Alien. So
Yes.
I binged all of that, and I can't wait for the next season. And it's so funny, and it's such a great mashup of sci-fi and comedy and mystery, and it's just really a delightful show on Sci-Fi. And you got to watch it on Peacock now, and I think it was really under the radar because I can't believe how funny it was. Like each episode was so silly and ridiculous, and some of the storylines that he got into, just because he's such a fish out of water, like he's an alien trying to blend in, and it's so obvious that he's not a human.
Great. I can't think.
So what's your next recommendation? Because that one was such a good one.
Right now I'm watching season 4 of Slasher. So I don't know if that would appeal to you or not. It's although this new one is kind of like an Agatha Christie family on an island in a
perfect
mansion.
Oh, I love that. That's like,
okay, you might like it.
Totally Agatha Christie. I love Agatha Christie.
And the thing about Slasher is each season is self-contained. It's just each season is just a murder mystery. And like the first one was in like in a suburban neighborhood. The second one was at a summer camp. The third one was at like a high school. So they all just kind of take a well-known trope and then turn it into a series. And so it's just like a 6 episodes series. And I've just watched the first couple, but so far so good.
So this is season 4 I need to watch?
4, but again, you could go into it cold without having seen the first 3. And again, it's a self-contained murder mystery.
Where do I watch this?
It is on Shudder. Although the first 3 seasons are on Netflix. For whatever reason, they made a jump to Netflix to Shudder. But the first 3 seasons, and again, they're all very decent murder mysteries. They're all very gory, so mileage may vary. But the whodunit angles are
always... what's very gory that I liked so much was Fear Street, very gory. Yeah. And all of those were amazing. So I recommend everyone to go watch Fear Street. So good. And then I watched Ready or Not.
Oh, man, I love that movie.
Which was wonderful. Like I was never a gory person. Kit always recommends stuff to me that's disgusting, and I get very nightmarish from the gore. But then, I like The Walking Dead. I've always been a Walking Dead fan. So,
Ready or Not was a dark comedy. So I think sometimes, and Fear Street was funny too. So I
thought Fear Street was very funny. So I think I like gore when there's comedy with the murder. Then I'm okay with it.
Surprisingly light. The Fear Street movies were surprisingly light, considering all the murder and mayhem. I think if you can balance that, because I don't really like the really heavy stuff anymore, but a little gore. And the Slasher series, they're kind of a dark comedy as well. And speaking of that, Julie and I just started watching the new season of American Horror Story. So that's what we're watching now. And again, that's
okay.
Black as night as far as the subject matter, but they still managed to keep it, easy to digest because it's, so tongue in cheek.
Yeah, I like the tongue in cheek stuff. Like if it's horror, that's like some of the stuff, like Hostel. No. Yeah. It's like depressing gore. It's
I don't want to be
really
depressed.
murdery, sad horribleness. Yeah. But then it's
No,
like the same amount of murdery stuff happening over on Fear Street, and you're kind of like, haha.
exactly.
And I finally discovered the show that I think no one knows about, but I discovered it, so I'm going to tell everybody. There's a great show on Netflix called Schitt's Creek,
Oh man.
and I really think people should get behind this show. I'm going to be the personal champion to get everyone to watch this show. So I've just recently discovered it, and I got to tell people it's a good show. So you should check it out, even though it's Canadian and all that, but good show. Got to
The
check it out.
Canadians, I mean, they brought us SCTV, and of course we got a couple of SCTVers on Schitt's Creek, and yeah, they damn the Canadians. They always, I mean, and also going back to the horror stuff, the Canadians always made the best slasher movies. So yeah, I'll give it up to the Canadians.
And then something else I was out with getting a coffee with a screenwriter friend, and I was talking about Schitt's Creek, and he was telling me how great he loves it and all this stuff. And I said, you know what I liked about Schitt's Creek? There's something about it is it has a real similarity to the Addams Family, where it's like this family that dresses and acts a very certain way, and they are totally different than their environment, but like no one at this point, no one talks about the way that they're consistently sticking to their identities, like Johnny Rose and Moira and the kids are always like, their fashion is always this way, even though they are taken out of their normal rich environment, they still operate in that character. And I feel like it's very Addams Family. It's very Morticia and Gomez, the way that they are.
A water element you were talking about earlier, and that is true. If you have a story where you have a character, whether it's Resident Alien, whether it's the Addams Family, whether it's Schitt's Creek, and you have these characters who clearly do not belong where they are, but yet they're going to stick by their guns. Yeah, I mean that's a good recipe for comedy. And Julie and I were noticing how, I mean, because we have literally, no exaggeration, watched Schitt's Creek all the way through probably like 4 or 5 times. The first season is great, but it's interesting if you've watched it more than once how different the characters are in the first season, which is not odd. They're fine. The actors are the characters and so on. But it's really interesting how the characters change from season 1 to season 2 when they almost become more cartoonish.
Yeah, they definitely embellish their. They hone the mannerisms and they hone the personalities, and it becomes much more of a cartoon of themselves. And it gets better. Like they're better. Like Moira is better in season 3 than she is in season 1.
And same with Alexis.
Yeah.
Because those are the characters that probably become a little more outrageous and cartoonish as the series goes on. I mean, Eugene Levy and Dan Levy are kind of stay similar to their original characterizations, but the two ladies just get more and more amped up, and it's great.
I love that show, so I'm excited to watch that show tonight. I'm going to watch like 6 episodes in a row, and I'm going to be happy as a clam.
So comforting.
And what?
It's so comforting.
It is. It's so simple. Like the storylines are not that crazy. Like it's a soothing show. It's funny, but it doesn't try to be too funny. Like some shows are just eager. Like they try too hard.
And I don't.
Too many things have to happen. Too many jokes.
Heartwarming with my comedy, but it really works here.
Yeah.
It really balances the heartwarming with the funny really well, because like you're not expecting it, and you're all sitting there going, "Oh, hey," it kind of sneaks up on you.
Agreed. So I'm gonna check out Slasher on Shudder, season 4, if I can find it.
And if not, you'll like seasons. The season 2, the whodunit angle is particularly good. I did not, and I've been watching this kind of stuff for years, and I did not have any clue, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. As far
what are the tropes? Like, what are the different seasons?
Yeah, the season 1 is kind of like a Halloween, small town, suburban, and season 2, which is probably my favorite up till now, is a summer camp in the off season, and all of these kids, all of these adults, come back to the camp. They're all invited back to the camp where they used to be a counselor, and someone has a grudge for something and begins picking them off. So it's like a summer camp in winter, but the twist and the reason for the killing is just I was blown away.
So what's season 3?
Season 3 is more of kind of like a urban kind of a school. High school kids are getting picked off close to like a big celebration dance, and they're all somebody holds a grudge for something that happened a few years ago, and then people are.
And
dying.
then season 4 is a family on a remote island.
Yeah, and they're there to celebrate the patriarch, and he announces that he is terminally ill, and whoever wins these series of games that he has planned out is going to be the one person who inherits it all. And then, surprisingly, people start getting murdered in a variety of gruesome ways by
I wish that they had a guest star that was like a murder mystery author that was an old woman who's basically Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote. And maybe she's the murderer. That would be like the best way to end any of those, is to have Angela Lansbury guest star, and she has been murdering everybody.
The killer?
For all of the seasons. Maybe she also killed the Halloween season. She also killed the summer camp. It came out that actually Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote is a diabolical killer who's just been killing everybody since the beginning of time.
Don't give this idea away for free. We gotta.
It turns out that she's actually the demon from Fear Street.
Just bring it all. It turns out he's actually Freddy Krueger. Just bring it all.
Freddy Krueger is actually Jessica Fletcher.
That I can buy.
I could buy that too. That's a multiverse that I can get behind.
Exactly. Sign me up for some of that.
Kit, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for hanging out for today's Humorist Hangouts. Everybody follow Kit Lively on Twitter and Instagram, and look at his funny cartoons and read his funny stuff on Weekly Humorist, and maybe meet him at a Comic-Con convention. He sits at a table and he'll sign autographs.
And also, if you happen to wander into a Wendy's restroom in the wrong side of town, I might be hanging out in there too, and I'd be happy.
You never know where you're going to see Kit Lively, guys.
I will sign a urinal cake for you for a very reasonable price.
Okay. Hey, thanks everybody for watching the live stream. We appreciate it. We will continue doing them if people want to keep hanging out and talking in the chat, and it's a lot of fun. I appreciate people popping by. Thank you, John Reynolds. Thank you, Justin Avery Smith, and other people that stopped in. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.